Hi, and welcome to Misthaven. This is Missy, and this is Missy Plays. Today we're working to the left of the main entrance. We will be building a bakery that I named Wicked Whisks, which is a little bit of a tongue twister. And we will also be working on a ice bar that I named the Haunted Broom. And that's just going to go just south of where we're building right now. So the first thing we need to do is put our codes down on the ground for this whole area to build upon. I built the cliffs. They are 2x6 with a 1x2 extension in the front, and then there's another 1x2 in the back, but that is mostly just for accessibility so that I can get up here and put things down, get back down, that kind of thing. So let's get the codes in up here. And then we will be ready to actually start building. Those back two pieces are just going to be for getting up and down, so we don't need any codes on them. We'll be destroying those. So first, in these simple panels, some windows, and then I have these panels, but I had originally made the panels and then I decided to change the code. So I'm gonna run over here, go to my storage, get a couple things, and then customize those panels to this brick pattern instead. So put this one over here too. And then I have a couple of storefronts. Oh, it didn't go in right. I have one for this side, push it over, and then I have another one for the other side. Our bakery in this small town is called Wicked Whisks because I thought it was clever. So let's take down this part we're not going to need, and then I'll put the codes back on the ground just to cover up the snow mostly. You're not really going to see back here because yeah. So for the sides, I am going to put down a wooden storage shed on each side of the building. Let's put this one here. No. And then here I'm going to put, no, not codes. I need a storage shed. I decided to use these storage sheds because unlike the medieval walls or the castle walls or the wide display shelves, you can put things on top of these. So that is why I chose these. And what I have to put on these, I want that to go in the front, not the back. I have these cube lights that I wanted to put up there. So, and of course they keep not going where I want. There, and so I was using these storage sheds. And because of the snowflake decoration, I could not actually put that in the right spot, so I just did it one space over and pushed it where I wanted. So then I got a couple of wide display cases. I trapped myself. Okay. I'm going to put these in. And wait, thank you. Thank you for being in the way. Let's try this again. Wide display stand down. I love the wide display stands, but the reason I picked the storage sheds on the side was because you can't put anything on top of these wide display stands, and I wanted to be able to put stuff on top. So this is another item that you can't put things on top of. I'm putting these dessert cases here, but they're not going to be at the very front. I am going to use them so they almost end up looking like they're windows into the bakery instead of actually being at the very front. So after I put in these decorative columns, I'm going to pop in these 2 doors at the front for going into the store. And then I have the covered counter that I'm putting here. And I realize here when it's bright light like this, it's really easy to tell that everything else is black and these are the dark brown. It was the darkest I could make them. And when we set I'm showing it to you. When we set the time at night, you will see that because they're so dark, they rather blend in. So it will look fine at night, which is what we want when it's darker. We've got our sign down for Wicked Whisks. And then we're going to go over here. And I want to put a tree in. And I've got 1 bush because this is a really small space. Okay, I don't want it there. I want it here. And then we are just going to put flowers over here. So let's dig up a few that I happen to have right here next to it. In my storing some flowers at. So we'll put these couple down and then we will dig up a couple more and put them over here. Oh, look at that. There was room there. I don't know why it put it back on the beach. Just to bug me probably. So we'll put this down. And then right here, I am just going to put in a clear spot. Just because I don't want any weeds or anything growing back there, because I will not see it because it's behind the tree. And it'll end up growing back there where I don't want it being at. So we finished our bakery. And then right across the street from Wicked Whisks is our little ice bar. So first we're going to put the codes down up here. And we have a wood partition to put at the front. You know, a lot of putting buildings together is really just kind of stacking things to give the illusion of an actual building when it's not actually. So sometimes it's a lot of hit and miss. Is it going to work? How to make it look right? That kind of thing. So let's take these down because we don't only needed a 4x4 square. And then I need to put the code on the ground around our bar area. Like I say, this is going to be an ice bar, so we've got a lot of the ice items that we're going to be putting down here. For right now, let's just get this code onto the ground. And finish building the actual building. So I had made up these 2 panels and then I was going to put the door in front of it. Oops, not that one. This one. And I have some medieval walls to put on the side for this one, but I quickly discovered I actually wanted the simple panels to have an extra one in there. So right here you see I'm going to pull it out, I'm going to pull it over half a step, push it back, and then do the same thing on the other side so I can add another wall here in the center and then put the simple panel in for the door. I just felt it gave a little bit more presence to the front door, made it not quite so crowded there at the door. And we've got where is it at? We've got a lamp to put up here, and then we have another medieval wall here, and one more pillar. I do have these pumpkins on the beach. They are not staying there. I'm not really sure if I'm even going to be using them. But I had started growing them and I needed the space where they were at, and so I just put them on the beach. I'm not sure. So anyhow, let's put this partition in, and then no, don't go there. There we go, because we just want to frame out this space. Right here, we do need to put a few more codes in across the bottom here. And these ones are going to have to come out. I made a mistake. That's supposed to be the steps down to the beach. And sometimes your brain just doesn't want to do things right, I guess. Anyhow, we got it down. So I have some more frozen partitions to go around this area. And I had initially thought here to put it right up against the edge. But when I realized that this side was not that way, when the right hand was not that way, I was gonna have to adjust this side. So let's pick, no, not back. Put the partition, no, not, it needs to go straight. And then I was like, because once I put in this party lights arch, there's a weird gap on that left-hand side. So instead, we are going to pick this up, push this over, and then put our frozen partition. Of course, it doesn't want to go where I tell it, and it doesn't want to go this way either. And it picked up the lamp, because this game does frustrating. It is frustrating sometimes when this game does not want to do things the way I want. So we have a little I'm going to put over here, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do here. I do have a snowman. There he is. That I'm going to put here, and I'm turning it around so it kind of looks like they're outside and peeking over into this area on the beach, because I am going to build a little outdoor ice bar area down here. So first we're going to put in a frozen chair, because like I say, it's an ice bar. We've got to have our frozen stuff. And I picked these garden tables. I mostly just to make them match with what I'm doing. I was thinking I needed to down code, but I did not need to do code. I needed to get my fence out. So I pulled out my fence, and I know I'm going to need fence here, and I'm going to need a little bit of fence here at the bottom. And okay, that's going to have to be it, because that's all the fence I have. That is good. I've got a few more of these frozen partitions to put down here to frame out the actual bar area. Whoop, and pull it up. You know, the animals are being pretty good today. Not too much in the way. Sometimes they're not doing too bad. Just getting in the way. But today they're not doing too bad. We had a little incident up with the bakery. But other than that, it was good. Let's see. We have a frozen drink machine here. We're going to cover up the colors we don't want. I have some decorative bottles. And I've got some cookies in a glass jar over here. This side of the bar. And then I've got my neon sign to say they're open. And then I've got just a few more tables and chairs here to put in. So this chair, and we're going to put our table in. Where's that? There it is. And another chair. And then I have two more chairs, because there's just not a lot of room, and I do want to make it accessible down here. So, oh, it won't go far. Well, let's move them up one. Just move them up one space. It'll be fine. Put our table down. And then I have a few drinks I had picked up at Nook's Cranny over the last several weeks. And I'm going to put all three that I got down here. And we have a serving cart to put down. And I don't have anything in my pockets for this serving cart. So I am going to go run and look in my storage and see what I have that would be appropriate. Okay, got something. I am going to take these bottles and put the blender up there and put the decorative bottles on the cart. That is the plan. So that is the whole area. And what I'm going to do now is just go to nighttime. And so you can see how it looks at night. This is our bakery at night. See how you can see those two brown shells? They blend right in. And then if you come down south, you have our haunted Broom ice bar and our little snowmen just peeking over, seeing what they're doing inside the bar area. And that's it. That's my bar and my bakery here on Misthaven. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like and subscribe. Bye.